And welcome to GW3Live. We are here for not only Transformational Tuesday, but it's all about today how we're celebrating International Women's Month. We embark upon not only a journey to honor the strength, the resilience, and the achievements of women worldwide. We're so excited that joining us today is one incredible queen, Princess Stella. Not only is she going to show us some of the things that she's been able to accomplish throughout her journey, but you know what? It's all about the triumph as well as the empowerment that we like to bring the fabric of our shared humanity within the GW3 Live. I'm Renee Knorr, the host of this show. However, we got our co-host is going to be joining us today, and we're so thrilled that you decided to join us for today, Transformational Tuesday. So hold on to your seats. We're getting ready to go into one of those incredible moments. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Earth Hour resonates with my values of being responsible for nature. It is vital for me to ensure a green and great Mother Earth for all generations. I'm inspired to support the movement because I see the impact it has on individuals all around the world. With my 10 million tree planting project, adding more impact to it. Earth Hour is important because it allows us to work towards achieving better resources for nature. Tourism and agriculture are the backbones for Tanzania's economy, and they're also nature-based. So if we don't stop climate change now, these sectors will collapse. I believe in the power of unity and that the climate crisis is a matter of urgency.
I'm Renee Knorr, model, creative director, founder of Global Women Wealth Warriors, Wellness Hub, and GW3 Magazine. I dedicated my life and devoted my career into helping women and girls to achieving their goals. I've been passionate about empowering women and enriching men. This opportunity in working with the Global Women Wealth Warriors have afforded me the pleasure of traveling outside of the country to be a support unit, most importantly, to help impact and change lives. Our ultimate purpose is to help others to become whole from finance, spiritual, mental, as well as physical. We know there are challenges and obstacles to get you to the next level. However, it's time for you to level up, boss up, and welcome to Power to Soar. And soaring is truly what we do. Again, thank you so very much for joining us for this week's Transformational Tuesday. So excited to be here with you. We are celebrating International Women's Day, and you know we just returned back from Egypt, and it's been a wonderful, wonderful treat. But before we get started, you know I have some incredible ladies that's going to be joining us as co-hosts today. Our first superstar, oh my goodness, not only she's a mother, she's known as our bishop. She knows how to transform as well as make sure she's managing the house over there. She's a superstar, a woman that's all about her purpose as well as her intentions. Without further ado, we have Miss Carrie in the building. Hey,
Good
Miss Carrie, how are
morning.
you?
Good morning. Good morning. Blessed, beautiful morning, Queen Renee. It is such an honor to be here again. I have missed these Tuesday lives, and I'm so appreciative of being a part of this wonderful group of women and so appreciative to be taking advantage of this opportunity to go live and also to meet a new queen. I cannot wait. Yes.
Yes, I know. It's just incredible how God has been able to have us to just keep on staying connected. And I'll say this, we literally heard a powerful piece from one of the other queens today, Miss Lisa Nicholson. And oh my goodness, talking about inspirational, I just love how she just really not only manifested her journey, but how she has to keep on kicking down those doors. And we're
Yes.
going to talk about what it takes in being a phenomenal woman, as we're
Yes.
celebrating International Women's Month. I call it the entire month or even the entire year. We just left from Egypt and had the opportunity of meeting this princess. Oh my goodness, Carrie. Not only was her energy infectious, her oh my God. I mean, her style, we love fashion, guys. We absolutely love fashion. Her fashion was on point,
Mm.
but also when you heard her sing, oh my goodness. So, how about this? I would love to bring up the one and the only, our very own Princess Stella to the stage. Princess Stella, how are you doing, superstar?
Welcome.
I'm great, Mom. I'm great, and I'm so happy to see you again.
I know. Oh my God. You look incredible. Incredible. I don't know if you guys are in the clubhouse or you're on YouTube or you're right there on Facebook. Please share this information out. You're going to get an opportunity of learning more about Princess Stella. And you know what, Princess Stella? You look incredible. What an honor to meet you right there in Egypt. How are you doing today, superstar?
I'm doing very well, and I'm doing actually very well since I'm talking to you. I'm talking to strong women, and as a strong woman, I love strong women, and I love everything related to empowering women. So I'm just feeling blessed, and thanks to invite me for inviting me.
You're so welcome. It was an honor to connect with you recently, and it was like we didn't really want to break part. It was so many incredible ladies from all across Africa that came together, and we just have to definitely thank not only Miss B. Hacula for coordinating such an incredible conference, but also those incredible ladies right there in Egypt. Oh my
Yes.
goodness. That was my first time, and I know it was your first time as well. And what was your takeaway from this past conference? What was your takeaway?
Well, I just felt blessed, and seeing you, there was such a connection, and it just came naturally. Your aura, your self confidence. I could see in you what I got within me. Then I said, "That's the right one. That's the lady," and just things just came naturally. And here we are today together. So I believe we have great things to achieve. I believe we have the same vision, we have the same mission, and watching the advert that you just played right now, it just reminded me, all the struggle I went through to become the woman I am today, because I really had to break some rules. I had to be into brackets a kind of revolutionary, and I believe also that the way God does things, it doesn't always come the way the like people are expecting it, But once you have faith and you know who you are, you always have to believe in God's way. People will be criticizing, backbiting, but you shouldn't allow anyone to take you out of your way. And that's what I did. And I'm just feeling blessed today. And today I even realized that a lot of things I did before were more like prophecies. Then across my journey, because I had to break the rules and leave my country for 8 years without coming back, dedicating my life to women, to underprivileged youth, to people living with disabilities as a volunteer. And once I got it all, so people were thinking that I was crazy, but I was just guided by divine's light, the divine's light. And today, when people see me, they see the woman I am after 8 years, then they understand. So all the people who used to backbite and criticize, they are coming back to me. And humbly, I accept because I'm somebody who forgives and then I move on. So I believe everyone got a mission on earth, but we always have to put God first. And once you have God, you have everything. You will never get lost.
Family, you're hearing it from a royal princess herself from West Africa. Not only has she been able to, travel around Africa, but also when you hear the humility, you hear her love, that Ivory Coast is truly in your DNA. We are so grateful that not only you've been able to embody the essence of grace, wisdom, as well as fortitude, but you're
Thank
such a
you.
remarkable person, and your journey within itself is a true testament that you've been able to break boundaries, as well as being that woman with courage as well as strength. And regardless of any type of background or any type of circumstances, you understand the importance of having God first in your journey. So guys, let's put some let's
Yes.
put some crowns up today. Definitely. Let's put some crowns up. We have our crown, our queen, Miss very much so, our bishop, Carrie, that's here with us as well, and how we're celebrating these princesses. Well, we're going to give you the title today, Queen. Okay, Princess? Princess, we're going to give you the title, Queen.
Thank you. I accept it humbly. Actually, my country's name is Burkina Faso. Burkina
Say it one more
Faso,
time.
yeah, it is located. Yes, it is located in West Africa. But then we are sharing border with Ivory Coast, Togo, Benin, Ghana. I know that Ghana is the most known country in America. You know Ghana more than the other African countries. And Burkina Faso is a French-speaking country. So I've learned English at university. So please forgive me if sometimes my English can go the
No,
other
your
way.
is great. Wouldn't you agree, Carrie? Isn't her English great?
Absolutely, absolutely. Apologies. No, no.
Well,
Thank you.
you're just so uplifting. Our community is just loving the fact that you've been championed not only the rights and the dignity of being a woman, but you also pour in to the young girls. There's an amazing video that we will share with our viewers that I saw you standing looking like the angel wearing all white with the entire village of young leaders. Tell us about that piece. Tell us what was the inspiration, and then also enlighten us also with why that space, that song, and we love to know your insight on it.
Well, thank you, Mom. Well, that song, I'm just gonna tell you the story. That song is just a gift from God because it just came from nowhere. That song came first from a spiritual master. He's from Algeria, and then he wrote the peace anthem in the International Peace Book of the United Nations. And after writing this poem, he was looking for somebody to interpret it as a song, like to sing it. Then he made some researches in his own country. He contacted the greatest composers and all, but then they said it was impossible. But for me, nothing is impossible. And then it happened that I went on holidays. I was in Morocco at one of my friend's place in Tanger. And then she told me, listen, there is one spiritual master who wrote the peace anthem for the United Nations, and he's looking for somebody who can like put it into a song. And I know that you are a great singer. Try to do something. And this is how I just said, okay, just give it to me. Let me try something as a volunteer. Then I took my own money. I went to the studio And since she was putting pressure on me, she was telling me, it is urgent, you need it as soon as possible. And it happened that I was actually preparing a trip to my country, Burkina Faso. I said, let me just do it. Let me allow my heart to talk. I'm not going to prepare anything. Let me just go to the studio and see what will come out of me. This is how I went to the studio. And I remember that I still didn't know the lyrics by heart. So when I was recording the song, I was even still reading the lyrics and recording. I just allowed it, my heart to talk, my soul to express. So what you heard, the song you heard, is just something that came out from my soul and my heart. I didn't plan anything. And then when I sang the song, they loved it. They was like, this is what we've been expecting. This is what we were looking for. You are that angel, that angelic voice and that aura and that charisma. Where do you come from? So this is how everything began. And then they chose me as an ambassador for the International Day of Living Together in Peace, which is celebrated every 16th of May. Then in December, they invited me to Tunisia. And then I sang the song for the first time in front of the whole congregation, and they loved it. And then they said, you were an ambassador, but now we're going to appoint you as a godmother for that peace day. And the next edition, the next 16th of May, will be celebrated at the headquarters of the United Nations, and you got to be there. So I was just so blessed. And this is how, when I went back home, and then I told my mom, you know what? I need to do something for these people because I can feel them. It's all about God. It's all about the spirit. It's all about peace. It's all about Africa. It's all about the world. So, and I am that ambassador of peace. So I got to do something. So this is how I went to the next door. There's just a public school nearby my house. And then I gathered the kids. Of course, I spoke to the teachers and all about the Project for Peace. I gathered them, and then I started teaching them the lyrics. And then I told them, we got to shoot that video. We got to sing peace together. And this is how I shot that short video that you saw. And then I sent them to them. They were just, wow. And this is it. So it is for the world, because today we are all aware of all the shakes the world is going through, and I believe everyone gonna do something to bring a little change. So that was my contribution to promote peace in the world. And I called it Ya Salam, and Salam, which means peace.
You're on mute,
Miss
Queen.
Yes, go ahead, Miss Carrie.
I just, in listening, we never know what our yes is going to mean, right? We never know what our willingness to do a thing that other people say is impossible. And even the nature of saying yes to something that somebody else says is impossible is a walk, a faith walk. All of us could choose to go with the crowd. Oh, she said it's impossible. Oh, they said it's impossible. Well, it must be impossible. So even to give a yes in a situation like that, especially for you to say that he ran the song past master musicians or master composers, and they were the ones that said, no, we don't think so. And so you being bold enough to say yes, not even knowing how it was going to work out, opened up to be more than you ever could have imagined. I'm sure when you said your first yes, you didn't see, the reverberating ramifications of that yes, but it just brings back to mind how powerful our yes is when we give it, and then when we keep that vow. There's a scripture in the Bible that says we plant the seeds, and then God does we plant the seeds, somebody else waters, and then God is the one that bears the fruit. So I'm just so grateful for your yes. And I haven't heard the song, and I'm so excited about hearing it. Yes, I am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mom.
We're basking in your radiance right now, Princess Stella. Just your presence and just knowing just how you were able to transform your energy and your power within that community, the young leaders. You created such a positive change, and you also have been able to not only uplift those young leaders, but you uplifted us during the conference. Oh my goodness. You are truly a large, as they say, you're a record force to watch out for, because wherever you go, your voice is being heard and it's being honored. I want you to also share with us, how did you know your calling was getting into music? How did you give birth to that? Because that's really, I mean, you're very intelligent, you're smart as a whip. No, let's just talk about that also. You've been able to embark upon so many of your skills, but you truly found your voice and you do it through the gift of singing. So share with us, how
Yeah.
did that?
Well, it all started when I was 9 years old. I have an uncle who offered me a CD reader back then. And then the first artist and I started listening to was Celine Dion. I used to love her music. I used to listen and interpret. And I started doing music competitions when I was 11 years old and growing with music, with that love for music. So even at 9 years old, when my parents were asking me what I would like to do when I will grow up, I used to tell them I would like to become a singer. And then they used to tell me, no, singing is not good. In Africa, it doesn't pay. You're not going to make money. You got to go to school. And then I said, all right. Then I made my studies a priority. So I went to school and I've ever been excelling at school. And I got the chance when I was like in my 20s, I got the chance to go to Senegal to continue my studies. But then since my parents were not there, then I had the opportunity to to try the music out because I met some students like me who were also musicians. Then I said, if they are doing it, then I can do it. And but when I was younger, at 11 years old, I was in a boarding school. So I was also in a choir because I already got something. So anytime there was like a celebration where we were supposed to welcome parents and all, I was the one chosen to sing in front of the audience. But I didn't know like how far it would have taken me later. But that was my wish within myself. Then when I went to Senegal, I started now studying and playing music at the same time. Then I created my first musical group. Then I was performing and going to school. I was spending sleepless nights. Like I could be on stage up to 6 a.m. and go to school at 9 a.m. And I was the first in my class. So even the teachers were asking, but how does she manage? She's the best at school and she's the best in music. Because when you are giving, when God gives you, He will never give you something that your shoulders cannot carry. And I've ever kept God in my life. Yes, because I'm guided by the divine's light. That's my strength. Then I continued my studies, and when I finished up the university, so I got my bachelor, I got my master degree in project management, and then it was now time to go back home. I was like, when I went home, then it was just effect. My parents saw that I was the best at school, and I saw that I had also advanced in my music. So the only thing they had to do was to support me in my music. So they were the one actually who started organizing my first shows in Burkina Faso. Then I started performing here and there. And in 2014, I met a great producer, music producer. I don't know if you heard about Alpha Blondie. He's a great reggae man, singer from Ivory Coast. So I met his producer, and when he saw me, and then he just signed me right on the spot. He heard me singing and like, I'm signing you. You know how God does these things. Like I was not expecting at all. Then when I signed with him, I started touring across Africa first, participating to different festivals. And in 2015, I met a man. I met a man who was like coming from South Africa, and he was so talented. He got all what I was looking for because, my country is a small country, and I have learned that when you want to be like, you need to, when you are a runner, you need to learn how to run with people who are faster than you. So I needed to get out of my comfort zone because I got it all. I'm blessed. I thank God. I never lacked anything. And then I was just saved. I got everything. And then when this man came, I was like, he just made me like believe that I was nothing, because he just wanted to teach me how to get out of my comfort zone. Then I had that, inner thing to, yes, I want to do more and become more than what I am. So this is how I had to break the rules. I was already working as a consultant in an office. Then I had to resign from my office. I had to resign from the contract with the producer. I said, I'm going to meet with the world. I'm going to meet those who are faster to me. I'm going to train and run faster than them. So it was not easy at all. It was not easy. Like it was just something else. Then it was very, very difficult because, like, for somebody who already got it all and had to go to like unknown places, somewhere where nobody, somewhere where sometimes even there's no food to eat, whilst I have plenty food at home, somewhere where there's no light off, you have to light candles or lamps, somewhere where there's no water, where you have to go and get some water in the well. And it was just, because I needed to know the reality of life, because I was like, if I go through such a life, then I will be able to help somebody who's coming from there, because I would have experienced it. So this is how I left my country for 8 good years of my life. And since I was already known in my country, people started criticizing. Yes, she's crazy. Yes, I heard any kind of things. Even the newspapers, they wrote some articles to say that, like, there's something wrong with this girl because she got it all, but where is she going, with who, and what is she doing? What is she looking for once she got it all? Then I think it was just God. It was just God who wanted me to go through that way, for me to become the woman I am today. you know. And then I left and I went from countries to countries. I first went to Ghana, then I went to Guinea Conakry, then I went to Morocco, I went to Sierra Leone, and I was just serving mankind as a volunteer. I was working with people living with disabilities, kids, women who went through different kind of traumas, who were raped and all, seekers, migrants, refugees. So that's what I've been doing with my group. It was an African movement. Then that's what we've been doing, empowering them through the art, through visual and performing art, organizing residences, motivational speaking sessions, conferences, shows, exhibitions, and all. To show them about the power of Africa, about the possibilities of making it in Africa, about the importance of believing in themselves, and all. So that's what I've been doing for 8 years of my life, and it has opened doors to me through my talent. So it was no more about just singing, but it was educational entertainment, because it was about the message that could bring a change in people's life as a woman. So I left it all to go and change the world. And then that has made me meet great people, head of states, and that has made me also get the recognition of international organizations such as IOM, UNESCO, United Nations, African Union, because I remember in 2017 I sang. It was in Guinea Conakry, and I got the standing ovation from the president. And this is how all started. That's what brought me to Morocco, and so on. So today I'm back home after 8 years. So some people don't know me because it was still at the beginning of my career, and I made that break to live. And then I have a great job, but I have started slowly, slowly, because a lot of them don't even know that I'm from their country. Some say that I'm South African, some say I'm Kenyan or whatever, but I just tell them I'm Africa. I'm not just African, but I am Africa. So
I love
and that's what I'm also trying to represent in my outfits. You
yes.
see, in Egypt, I like blending African cultures. So this one comes from Kenya, this one comes from South Africa, this one comes from Burkina, and then they're like, "Wow, where does it come from?" I said, "This is how beautiful your continent is. So you need to be at its image." And that's what I've been doing, and I'm very happy. It's a new start for me in my own country, but I have confidence because God is showing me that, and even meeting great women like you who have been doing the same like me. So I believe I'm on the right way, and God have greater things for me again to come.
Well, not only are we grateful for your voice, your story, your courage, your resiliency, but also your passion. You speak with so much passion. And I want everybody to put those crowns up because, as I said, today is about the crowns. And feel free to put the yellow hearts as well. You know, you allow your passion to fuel every action that you've been able to set for yourself. You know, and I always say this, you have to be a little crazy. Let me just tell you, you
Yeah,
have to be a little crazy to break
craziness
barriers.
is needed.
You have to be a little crazy for you to go against the norm because everybody wants things to go accordingly to one way. But whenever you
Yes,
find your joy in that journey, whenever you feel as if it allows you to keep that enthusiasm the way you have already, you know not only is this that you're set on the right road. Keep this in
yes.
mind. I always say this.
Thank you.
When you look out into the world, you have way more chickens in the farm than you do eagles, okay? And when you're an eagle, you have to remember you are not supposed to show up like everyone else. You can identify yourself a
Yes,
mile away. And oh my goodness, truly, when she walks, she's the
yes,
billboard of Africa. Not only you could hear it in her voice, you could hear it in her soul, but just knowing that she's that driving force that has no limits. That's no limits. That's why you have been
yes.
able to reach those levels of your greatness. You've been able to find yourself. And I love the fact that you have vision. You know, it's always important for you to align yourself with people who truly can see you. You know, I said, I can see you, Carrie. I can see you, Glendina. When people can see you, that allows them to take you to places, like you said, you never even imagined. Right now, you're breaking barriers. You're opening up doors.
Yes.
You're giving so much hope to our young girls.
Exactly.
We love you for it. Come on now, put
Yes.
some
Thank you.
hearts up in
Woo!
the chat.
Yes,
Yes, yes.
yes.
And I'll say this too,
You
because
know
it's
what?
not even
I feel like
right.
it's more like God is rewarding me for that journey I chose to follow, because it was not easy at all, especially
Yes.
the last the past 2 years, the past 2 years were like the hardest years of my life, because in my movement it was a pan-African movement, so we were five. There were two South Africans, one from Ghana, one from Benin, and me from Burkina Faso. And then God made it in such a way, because there was so much pressure on me, that God made it in such a way that 3 years ago the group started scattering. But the fact that the group started scattering, it was also a way for me to liberate my soul, because it was so heavy on me. All the responsibilities were on me, and but it was a training anyway. It was more than a military training. I could spend 48 hours without sleeping. I was always working. It was just something crazy. But the past 2 years were very difficult. Why? Because after three of them left, then we were now two left. But I was the heart of the movement, because I was the one singing and looking for contracts, and negotiating everything, writing the projects and all. So after we were two, I was with one lady from Ghana who was dancing. I was singing and she was dancing to accompany me. If not, her field is more about nutrition. She's a nutritionist. And then 2 years ago, she had a dream, because we are people who are really connected to the divine and spiritual. Then in that dream, she dreamt of three people of her family: her grandmother, her auntie, and one of her brothers, telling her that she had to look for aloe. You know aloe vera, that
Aloe vera.
natural plant. Yes.
Mhm.
Then in that dream, she was told to look for aloe. And aloe is more like an antibiotic. When there is something wrong in your body, once you take it, then that thing will come out. Then she started taking that aloe for like 2 months every morning on empty stomach. And after the second month, she felt a kind of nodule in her breast. Then we were like, what is this? Then she continued with the aloe. And then I told her, you know what, my sister, we need to check. We need to find out what is this. You cannot continue with the aloe like that. And, we never know. Let's go and check. And then she didn't want. At the beginning, she didn't want. Then I put pressure on her. Anytime I was telling her, let's go and check, she was getting angry. And she could stay like 2 weeks, 3 weeks without talking to me while we were living in the same apartment. So it was just something crazy. And then after she said, okay, let's go and check. And after we went to check, it happened to be a breast cancer. And then I was like, you see, I told you. Then I said, we need help because me alone, it won't be easy for me to deal with that because it was damn expensive. And she didn't want to talk. People sometimes they feel somehow because you don't want people to know that you are suffering for something. But if you don't talk, how can you get help, some help? Then it was difficult. She was no more talking to me. Then I had to put pressure. No, we need to talk to people. Then finally, we wasted 2 months like that because she didn't want to talk. But after she agreed to talk, then I said, let me use my contact since I was already known. We were living in Morocco that time. Then I started talking to people, ambassadors, ministers, and all, like to try to raise some funds for her operation. Then the operation went very well. We got the money for her operation. I thank God for that. It went very well. And then after that, now it was left with the treatment. So we needed to do the chemotherapy, the radiotherapy, there was a third treatment she had to do. And then that was the first time of my life that I cried because I needed to go home. Like I was like homesick for the first time of my life. I've been out for 8 years, but the first time of my life, I started crying. Like it was more like the ancestors were calling me. I needed to go home, but I couldn't leave her alone because leaving her would have been like leaving her to die because she had no one but me. So I had to go very far because I used to live in Rabat and there were no more contracts in Rabat because I used to perform and pay at the clinic for her fees. Then I had to go, like sometimes I can travel like 27 hours by road to go to the desert because there I had a good contract. Then I stayed in the desert for like 2 months and it was a weekly pay. So anytime they paid me, I used to transfer the funds to the clinic account. So this is how we won that disease. It was not easy. It was not easy, but we have won it with God's help. And then at the same time, my brother passed away home by accident. I couldn't go to assist my mom because I needed to stay on her side. And the second thing that happened, I was selected to get a scholarship. I was supposed to go to America. I was selected for the Fulbright program by the American embassy in Burkina Faso. Then I did all the tests from a distance. It went well. Then for the last interview I was supposed to take in Burkina Faso with the American embassy, I couldn't make it. I just had to tell my mom, I know it's about my future, but I have a life to save here. Please forgive me. I can't leave that lady. Then I just let go of that scholarship. And then as I'm talking to you, I have goosebumps,
I can tell.
you know.
Well,
And then I
I
stayed.
want to say you have been such a woman of strength and courage. And definitely, you've been a woman to support others as well. And just hearing how you have not only carried the
Yeah,
crown of your responsibility, but also I'm going to give you the crown of Queen Mother as well. Okay, carrying the responsibility of others, making sure that they're safe and that they're also in good strength and good health. You've been able to embrace not only change, because we know that's one of those things we call that adaptability, right? Being able to adapt to certain
yeah,
climates, to certain environments, but also understanding for every challenge lies an opportunity for growth. For every
yeah,
challenge lies that opportunity for growth, as well as the key to just keep finding yourself. Thank you for having the flexibility. Thank you for having the thrive to stay focused on being able to just face change as well. Your
exactly.
resilience, your story, I know for sure for all of our viewers, they're absolutely grateful that you've been able to share it with us. And the reason
Thank
why
you.
also we understand sometimes we think we have the plan, right? We think that it's just going to be a short walk in the park for us to reach our goals. Come on, Carrie. And then what God does? Oh my goodness. He shows up. Talk to us about that, Carrie. He shows up.
Yes, yes, God's plan. It is his plan, and he is rewarding you.
Yes.
He just a lot of times, especially with the naysayers, like I heard you say, even with your parents at your young age, when you knew what you wanted to do because of the gift that was inside of you, even at certain times, our parents or those who support us the most in certain seasons, they'll be the naysayers. And God wants to see if we believe him enough to even maybe break a rule, a family rule, maybe to break against whatever our parents might want us to be, whatever our community says that we should be, whatever limitations our family has had. Maybe no one in your family has ever accomplished this or that. But when we make up our mind to not worry about the naysayers, even when it's those that we cherish the most, our mother, our father, our brother, our sister, our pastor, God's word and his plan for our lives. And so I just really applaud you for letting him take care of the naysayers. A lot of times along the way, if we get caught up on what people are thinking, what somebody else is saying, then we will stop doing what we've been instructed to do. And even though we may gain the reward of someone's approval, someone else's approval, we lose the respect of the God that gave us direct assignment about what to do. And, like God can always go back and bring the naysayers back for them to see what his plan was. But if we don't obey him, we may never get the opportunity to tap into the full-fledged greatness of our lives. So whatever you even vision for yourself when you were 7, 8, and 9, I'm sure that from your obedience, your mind is being blown. And that was a part of what the recording that we listened to earlier this morning, talking about how, we got to tell God, I'm here for it. Go ahead and blow my mind. Do with me what I could never do with myself. And then I'll still turn around and give you the glory. I'll still turn around and honor you for the perfect plan that you had for my life. So I just appreciate your story and how you were willing to follow the direction of the one and then worry about everybody else after
Exactly.
that. Bless you, Queen. Bless you.
Thank you, Mom.
Yes. And one of the other things I love what you said, also relevant to what we listened to earlier, we never want to forget the journey that has brought us where we are. And so we have to keep gratitude each and every day in the steps, not only the gratitude for the triumphs, but the gratitude for every lesson that we learn. And when we realize that we even make a mistake, we have to make sure we go back and shift how we were thinking. Like what Lisa, she was talking about, she wanted to get on that sofa with Oprah Winfrey, and she literally was ungrateful. She was ungrateful. She got on Oprah Winfrey's show, and she was like, wait, hold on. I'm on the show, but
this ain't my couch.
They had their 4 stools. She's like, what happened to the leather couch? So not only was she ungrateful, that's right, she was ungrateful for that moment, but she didn't even realize how God needed to really to use her, to have her to push herself even in position to have her own couch, to have her own leather seat, to have her own opportunity to have others to sit at her couch, her leather, as she said when they reached out to her. Now this wasn't something that took place a year, 2 years, like what you're sharing with us, 8 years. Sometimes it's 10 years. You have to put the work in it. You don't want to think that it's about instant gratification. You really have to be committed to that why. You got to be committed to that why. You have to allow that why to fuel you every day, no matter what. Even if you can't even see things come into fruition. That's why it's so important for you to stay around others that have positive encouragement for you, because you're going to need it. But at the same token, you have to stay encouraged for yourself as well. And so love how Lisa had to come back and humble herself and say, you know what, God, I am so sorry. How many of us literally had to say that to God? Use those words. I apologize, God. I apologize because I was attempting to lead this ship, but you are the only captain of the ship. You are the
Yeah.
leader. And so, with that, I will always be submissive to you, always be on that place of staying coachable as well as teachable. And
Yes.
so, today, not only have you been dropping those gems, Princess Stella, woo, girl. I mean, we gotta get you to that. We gotta get you to America. We gotta get you here with
I can't
us
wait.
in America.
I can't wait, Mom.
And bring me some jewelry, please.
What did you say? Bring the pyramid with you. What did you say, Carrie?
I asked her to bring me some jewelry.
Some jewelry.
Oh yeah, for
Yes.
sure, for sure. I'm gonna bring some for you. Don't worry.
Yes.
You think she could spare some? Do you think she could spare some?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
wanna
sure,
do.
sure. I'll make sure. I'll make sure.
I just love what you stand for. We love what you stand for, your music. I want to know because, of course, we've already dropped in our group chat so people can hear your music. Can you give us just a little bit of a tease, just a little bit of a taste, a cappella coming from?
Sure,
If you guys can like
sure.
that, put some hearts up,
Okay.
please. We love to hear that.
I'm
Yes.
gonna I'm gonna sing a song in Wolof. Wolof is a language from Senegal, and it's a song that calls us to remember God. It's a song that calls us to pray because we need God, you know? Once you have God in your life, you got it all. So the song is called Tajabon. Go. Can you hear the music?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Tajabon, now you're a Tajabon. Tajabon, now you're a Tajabon. Abdul Jabbar, Yani Malaikala, Hawe Chikau, Negau Julinga, Abdul Jabbar, Yani Malaikala, Hawe Chikau, Negau Wonga. Touchable, now you're touchable, now you're touchable, touchable, now you're touchable, now you're touchable. What 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 touchable, now you're touchable, now you're touchable, touchable, now you're touchable, now you're touchable. Yes, that's for you.
Yes.
We always to remember God in our lives. We always have to call the angels. We always have to call the ancestors, and then we will never get lost. No matter what people will say, they will just see us moving forward and going higher and higher. And the secret is to be humble, no matter what. And once you are humble, God will always raise you up. That's my message today.
Oh, yes. 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 Thank you so much. I could see the joy coming from your toe.
Yes.
And like you say, the humility. That's really what the 8 years was about. When I listened to your journey going from what many would have considered a comfort zone,
Yeah.
and then being willing to go into places like you say, no running water, no lights, no, whatever the restrictions were, the things that you did not have. That is so that if God right now today made you a million, billion, gazillionaire, you would still be humble. And that's only work that he can do. So yes, 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 yes. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Mom.
Oh my. We have definitely been mesmerized by your energy, by your graciousness, by your voice. And I would say this also, just knowing that God grace is working through you. Today has been a powerful day. It really has. Just meeting you for the very first time, the energy was just like, oh my goodness, the aura in the entire room shifted. And so today we even dressed up just for you. I said, Carrie, I
You
already know
look
she's going to
beautiful
let's bring
and
we got the
colorful.
Wakanda Forever
Rainbow
cuffs on.
colors. Wakanda forever.
I love it. Wakanda Forever. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I would love, love, love for you to provide us with words of inspiration for our young ladies, because who's watching us? We're celebrating International Women's Month, and you truly are the essence of, just the embodiment of what a powerful woman with resilience, courageousness, as well as a woman with a mission and with intentional purpose looks like. So can you please provide our phenomenal women who may be feeling as if they want to give up, who may feel as if that they don't have, the ability to keep going? What would be some words of inspiration you'd like to pour into them?
Well, what I would tell the young ladies today is, first of all, they are the second gods of life on earth because they give birth to life. So after God, it is women. So they need to know that they are powerful and they shouldn't allow anyone, neither anything, to oppress them or make them think that they are nothing. And they must believe in themselves. And there is one equation for the miracle. Once you want to achieve some miracles, the first thing is faith. You have to get faith, and then never give up. If you fail, try again. You fail, try again, because failure is the mother of all successes. And they have to remember that in every good, there is bad. And in every bad, there is good. And sometimes we need to go through bad situation in order to be able to appreciate good. Because sometimes we have certain things, but we don't appreciate. It's only when we lose them that we realize what we had. So always remember that nothing good comes on the silver plate, because easy come, easy go. And as a young lady, we shouldn't sit down and wait for men to do things for us. No, we got all what it takes. So we gotta believe in ourselves, and we always have to keep God on our side. Everything will be opened. That's it, like a miracle.
Ooh, like a miracle you are. Thank you so very much, Princess Stella. Miss
Thank you.
Amazing Bishop Carrie, what would you like to share?
I would like to share, piggybacking off of what she said. There is a scripture in the Bible, and I can't even tell you exactly where to find it right now, but it talks about how if God be for us, who can be against us? If God be for us, who can be against us? But one of the things when you dissect that is to remember that if God is for us and everybody else in the world is for us as well, but we're not for ourselves, then we'll still fail. We still will not reach the height. We still will not reach the mark. We still will not evolve and become. So a lot of times we are more concerned when people are not for us, when people are not agreeing with our path, not affirming our decisions. And so if God has given us direction and gifts and talents, which he has for each and every one of us, I don't care if you're a newborn baby, I don't care if you're a seed that's maturing in the womb. Everyone that cracks the womb has a gift or a talent and a purpose. And so if God be for us, even the world can't be against us. We can still win if we follow God's direction. But if God is for us and everybody else that we really want to be for us is for us, but we don't believe in ourselves, we do not see ourselves, we keep capping off our own voice, we won't get out of our own way, then we're still not going to win. So if God be for us and we be for us, then the world against us has no chance.
Woo!
Thank you, Queen
I
Renee.
mean, powerful, powerful, absolutely incredible message there, ladies. And I'll just say this, guys, in closing, not only is your vision is important, but I really want you to understand that you got to let that vision be your guiding light. You know, here we are on the path, even with some of the darkest times. We have to keep our eyes fixed on the ultimate goal, you know, for not only for the beacon that we know it can lead us, but also to the greatness of us leading others. Because as we continue on this journey, we have to understand the importance of our togetherness, that unity. There's no competition at all, guys. We become an unstoppable force when we realize the importance of embracing each other's power, of the collaboration, of supporting each other and lifting each other. And I always say this, make sure we help each other fix their crowds. Where we walk together, guys, it really allow us to use our strength that lies truly within the word unity. And that's truly what it has been for us today. And I want it to continue on being that journey for you, being able to support someone else, lifting someone else up, because you just never know. You may need to be lifted up as well. So embrace your power, understand the importance of collaboration, and always keep that light shining, not only on yourself, but be willing to share the spotlight also with others around you. And that's my word for wisdom for today. Ladies, it has been an incredible opportunity, an incredible journey to be here with you all. And this is just the beginning, right, ladies? Just the beginning. So
Just
not only
down.
not only we're looking forward to hearing from our Princess Stella on many more stages, you know, as we close out this week's segment for our Transformational Tuesday, Stella, we always like to roll those shoulders back. We keep our heads up high because we know it's
Always.
time for us. Come on, keep it up high. You already do that, girl. It's time for us to not only to go and blaze the universe, but we know we are the game changers that the world needs to see. We are the ones that truly have to take our role, take our seat. It's time for us to claim our throne. I just want to know, are you guys ready? Are you ready, Carrie? Are you ready, Princess Stella? And I want to know if you're
Yes,
ready also.
I am.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, guys, I truly appreciate you guys joining us for GW3. Oh my goodness, GW3 Live, GW3 Global Society. Make sure you keep in contact with us every day. We're back. We're bringing it to you. Tomorrow is all about Winning Wednesday. And we just want to make sure that you are that game changer that the world needs to see, that YOU. So thank you guys so very much for joining us today. Thank you, Princess Stella. Thank you,
Thank you
Carrie.
for inviting me.
Oh my goodness, a pleasure. And you are always welcome to come back anytime.
Yes.
Okay?
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you. Bye for
Love
now.
you.